watching this on the day it drops. It's the exhilarating day of the Daytona 500. I'm Jason, and today we're shifting into high gear with Days of Thunder. Directed by Tony Scott and starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, this film takes us on a thrilling ride through the world of NASCAR racing, packed with speed, competition, and high-octane drama. Days of Thunder delivers an adrenaline rush from start to finish. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie, be prepared for some key plot point revelations. Join me as we dissect the intense racing scenes, the dynamic character arcs, and the cinematic techniques that make Days of Thunder stand out in the racing film genre. Let's hit the track and experience the excitement and intensity that only NASCAR can bring. How did Days of Thunder do in the box office? Well, Days of Thunder opened in theaters on June 27th, 1990, with a budget of $60 million. During its 7-week theatrical run, it earned $82.6 million domestically and $4.4 million internationally, bringing its worldwide total to $87.1 million. Its opening weekend saw it earn $15.4 million and finish number one in the box office, ahead of Dick Tracy, RoboCop 2, and Total Recall, numbers 2 through 4 respectively. Final week in theaters saw it earn $2.5 million while being shown in 1,075 theaters and finished its box office run at number 14. Now let's get into the plot. Young USAC, United States Auto Club racer Cole Trickle is recruited by Chevrolet dealership tycoon Tom Dallin to race for his team in the NASCAR Cup Series, bringing former crew chief and car builder Harry Hogg out of retirement to lead Cole's pit crew. Harry had left NASCAR a year prior to avoid investigation involving the death of driver Buddy Bretherton. After Cole sets a fast time in a private test at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Harry builds him a new chassis and hires him on his team. Cole makes his first start at Phoenix, where he has difficulty adjusting to the larger NASCAR stock cars and communicating with his crew while being intimidated on the track by Winston Cup champion and dirty driver Rowdy Burns. These obstacles, combined with crashes and blown engines, prevent Cole from finishing the next 3 races at Bristol, Dover, and Rockingham. Cole confesses to Harry that he does not understand any common NASCAR terminology, leading Harry to put him through rigorous training. It pays off at Darlington when Cole uses a slingshot maneuver from the outside line to overtake Rowdy and win his first race. The rivalry between Cole and Rowdy intensifies throughout the season until the Firecracker 400 at Daytona. Both drivers are seriously injured after being caught in a massive crash. Recovering in Daytona Beach, Cole develops a romantic relationship with Dr. Claire Lewicki, a neurosurgeon at a local hospital. NASCAR president Big John brings Rowdy and Cole together in a meeting and warns them that he and his sport no longer tolerate any misbehavior from the two rivals. The two bitter rivals soon become close friends after having dinner and settling their differences by smashing rental cars in a race on the beach, per Big John's persuasion. Dallin hires another hotshot rookie, Russ Wheeler, to fill Cole's shoes until Cole returns, and then expands his team, with Dallin now fielding 2 cars, the second car driven by Russ, despite Harry's disapproval. Though Cole shows signs of his old self, he falls into a new rivalry with Russ, leading to an engine failure at Atlanta. Dallin offers no help to Cole or his crew as he is defensive of his new driver. At North Wilkesboro, Russ blocks Cole's path during their pit stop and later forces Cole into the outside wall on the last lap to win the race. Cole retaliates by crashing into Russ's car after the race, leading to a fight between Harry, Dallin, and both Cole and Russ's pit crews, with Dallin firing both Cole and Harry in the process. Rowdy learns he has to undergo brain surgery to fix a broken blood vessel and asks Cole to drive his car at the Daytona 500 so his sponsor will pay for the year. Cole reluctantly agrees and convinces Harry to return as his crew chief. Hours prior to the race, Harry discovers metal in the oil pan, a sign of engine failure, and manages to produce a new engine from Dowland, and still believes in his former driver's promise. During the race, Carr's Cole is spun out by Russ and suffers a malfunctioning transmission. The combined efforts of Harry's and Dowland's pit crews manage to fix the problem and get Cole back on the lead lap. On the final lap, Russ predicts that Cole will attempt his signature slingshot maneuver from the outside, but Cole tricks him with a crossover, overtaking him from the inside to win his first Daytona 500. Cole drives into Victory Lane, where he and his pit crew celebrate with Claire. He approaches Harry, sitting alone, who is impressed by Cole's performance. He asks Harry to walk with him, and Harry agrees, challenging him to a foot race to Victory Lane. Now let's look at the crew as a cast and other roles they've had. Tom Cruise as Cole Trickle. Other roles for Tom Cruise include Barry Seal in American Made, Nick Morton in 2017's The Mummy, and John Anderton in Minority Report. Robert Duvall as Harry Hogg. Other other roles for Robert Duvall include Rex Merrick in Hustle, Joseph Palmer in The Judge, and Wayne in Crazy Heart. Randy Quaid as Tim Dowland. Other roles for Randy Quaid include Jock Jensen in Grind, Harley in Black Cadillac, and Bruno in The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Nicole Kidman as Dr. Claire Lewicki. Other roles for Nicole Kidman include Lucille Ball in Being the Ricardos, Gretchen Carlson in Bombshell, and Millicent in Paddington. Michael Rooker as Rowdy Burns. Other roles for Michael Rooker include Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy series, Big T in Brightburn, and Merle Dixon in the TV show The Walking Dead. John C. Reilly as Buck Brotherton. Other roles for John C. Reilly include Dr. Watson in Holmes and Watson, Betty in Sing, and Ralph in the Wreck-It Ralph series. Cary Elwes as Russ Wheeler. Other roles for Cary Elwes include Robin Hood in Robin Hood Men in Tights, Larry Klein in the TV show Stranger Things, and Sheldon in Teen Lust. Fred Thompson as Big John. Other roles before his passing in November of 2015 include Coach Powers in 23 Blast, Bull Hancock in Secretariat, and Tom Broadbent in Cape Fear. Caroline Williams as Jenny Burns. Other roles for Caroline Williams include Vanessa in Renfield, Dr. Maple in Halloween 2, Professor Curtis in The Unleashed. J.C. Quinn as Waddle. Before his passing in February of 2004, other roles for J.C. Quinn include Burroughs in The Prophecy, Harmon in Across the Line, and Getty in Crisscross. Nick Searcy as a highway patrol officer. Other roles for Nick Searcy include Frank Bennett in Fried Green Tomatoes, Father Montgomery in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and Art Mullen in the TV show Justified. Leilani Sorrell as the female highway patrol officer. Other roles for Leilani Sorrell include Roxy Hardy in Basic Instinct, Lisa in Black Road, and Sarah Evans in Night Claws. Now let me give you my thoughts. Honestly, this very well may be one of my favorite Tom Cruise's movies, if not my favorite. It's a blast. It's funny, this is yet another movie with Cary Elwes playing the bad guy after Tom Cruise's Cole and Michael Rooker's Rowdy become friends. Also, a young John C. Reilly, and this is one of the few non-comedies I can think of off the top of my head that he's in. I feel like it's probably his best role. Robert Duvall is great as always, as is Randy Quaid. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise have phenomenal chemistry. Hans Zimmer with another amazing score to this. So much to the movie that I love, from the acting to the story to the music. I do wonder what this movie would be like if they didn't explore the love story between Cole and Dr. Lewicki, though. The entire final race is such a great sequence, from Cole being scared to the wreck, Cole making it through the wreck and getting his confidence back, and, and ultimately winning the Daytona 500. I also love the changeup of how Russ Wheeler was when he first met Cole, who later on, after he wins a few races, which is the complete opposite of Rowdy and Cole. Now let's check out some fun facts and trivia about this movie. Production began without a finished script. Scenes were often written the day of filming. During one driving scene, Tom Cruise actually had to read his line off cue cards attached to his windshield, which resulted in a minor car accident. For subsequent driving sequences, Cruise was fitted with a special earpiece to have his lines fed to him. In one scene, Trickle was told he cannot pit because the crew is too busy eating ice cream. This incident actually occurred at the 1987 Southern 500 involving the Hendrick Motorsports number 35 team with crew chief Harry Hyde and Richmond's replacement driver Benny Parsons. At Daytona for the final race of the movie, "Gentlemen, Start Your Engines" is the voice of Burt Reynolds. NASCAR driver Greg Sacks did most of Tom Cruise's stunt driving. Tom Cruise wanted to do his own stunt driving, but wasn't allowed to for insurance reasons. Chevrolets were prepared by Rick Hendrick's racing team, which later used some of the movie cars in real races. 35 cars were wrecked during filming. The scene where Big John tells Cole and Rowdy that they will drive to dinner together is based on an actual meeting between Bill Francis Sr. that Bill Francis Sr. had in the 1980s between Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Bodine. Tom Cruise wanted Kurt Russell for the role of Rowdy Burns. It was through Cruise that Russell had become aware of Backdraft. According to Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tom Cruise had a meeting with Dale Earnhardt Sr. prior to the production of this film. It was rumored that Earnhardt was offered the role of Rowdy Burns, but he turned it down because he did not want to play the bad guy. Tom Cruise received a speeding ticket for doing 85 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone while working on this movie. Kim Basinger, Sandra Bullock, Allison Doty, Jodie Foster, Sarah Jessica Parker, Madonna, Heather Locklear, Michelle Pfeiffer, Molly Ringwald, Julia Roberts, Meg Ryan, Brooke Shields, Sharon Stone, and Ali Sheedy all turned down the role of Claire Lewicki. Thanks for tuning in to our Daytona 500 special review of Days of Thunder here on Movies on the Brain. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into this high-speed, adrenaline-pumping film. If you like this review, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow racing fans, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting reviews. Leave your thoughts on the movie and any racing film recommendations in the comments below. Enjoy the rest of the Daytona 500, and I'll see you in the next review. Keep the pedal to the metal.